welcome to the Daily Templar Report with me, your guest presenter, Jim Dowson. I'm obviously the longest guest reporter in the history of broadcasting, but there we are. How are you all? Well, it's cold, windy, wet, rainy, sleety, snowy, icy, horrible here, and I don't feel well. I've got some kind of hideous lurgy, but we persevere. We press on, don't we? We press on. Well, nice to see you all again. Thanks for all joining us. I'm running a wee bit late because I had a brother on from Texas, a lovely man from over the San Antonio area, and he wants to meet up with some brothers, so I'm going to have to go on to some of you Texas boys. And it's my fault. He did phone about 2 or 3 weeks ago and I forgot to pass it on. I do apologise. But he's keen as mustard and shouting down the phone to me, Deuce Vault, and he's 84 years young. 84! And he's saying, I want to be doing something. I want to be doing something. You young fellas out there, you take note. There's a man, 84 years young, and itching to get into doing something for the Templars. So I love being involved with this organisation. It's just amazing how wonderful people are and how nice people are and how good people are. Quite incredible. And I said to you yesterday, some folk have been waiting for daggers for months. Not a peep out of them. Now, it's just incredible, absolutely incredible. But the good news is today all the letter openers were packaged up, and by the end of this week, every single outstanding weapon and ornament thing will all be gone. They'll all be out. And again, thank you for your patience. But boy, we're having some trouble here with this Brexit thing. You know, don't get me wrong, I'm all in favour of Brexit. I'd rather die in the gutter of starvation than being yoked to the Soviet Republic of the EU. So it's the way it is. But it's not. There's no need for it. It's just people being awkward and the Europeans playing awkward with Great Britain. But I'll say this to the Europeans, to the Frenchies, to the Belgians, and the Dutch, who are actually taking the sandwiches from our lorry drivers because they have ham on them. You're not allowed to import ham now. We are not in the EU. I will say this to them. You forget one thing, gentlemen. We are the British. Our emblem is the mighty lion. And when a lion roars, you'll know all about it. These are nothing but mice. Tiny mice. And if you poke the lion too much, it's going to bite your head off. So leave our lorry drivers' lunches alone. It's not good enough. And stop mucking about and let us get stuff in. Trying to get their new book in, nightmare. Trying to get swords and daggers in, nightmare. All done just to annoy and to pick on the British. And it's not good enough. It needs to stop. So that's it. I'm fed up with it. So let me read a wee bit of scripture. Now you might notice I've got a big whiskey nose on me. I've got this hideous inflammation in my nose again. I don't know what's going on, folks. I think I've been Novichoked or something. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's the way it is. Right, I want to read you a great wee bit here. This is a brilliant bit. It's in Proverbs. We like this going through the Proverbs, don't we? They're brilliant. Proverbs 26, verse 4. Answer not a fool according to his folly, lest thou also be like unto him. You know the old saying your granny used to tell you, don't argue with a fool, because it's only another fool that argues with a fool. You're the bigger fool if you're arguing with a fool. Don't argue with him. And I see people at Trump rallies, and I used to see them at Brexit rallies in Britain, and you'd have decent, God-fearing, law-abiding, hard-working, salt-of-the-earth type of patriots arguing with green-haired, bones through the nose, crackpot lefties. Are you stupid? Are you deranged? Are you devoid of all sense and knowledge? You do not argue with these people. They are incapable of being reasoned with. They are lunatics. So don't do it. Or you are more of a fool than them. As the Bible says, shake the dust, wipe the dust from your feet and move on. Leave them alone. Do not cast your pearls before swine. There you go. And not only that, it'll keep your blood pressure in check as well. Because you'll have a heart attack arguing with these folk. They're mental. Yeah. Right, let's go up in this. Let me go and see who's in the room today. I'll try and scout through them as quick as I can. I think Mr. Griven's on tomorrow, in case anybody's asking. I'll ask him, right? He's in there. Oh, is he? Oh, he's on Jada Franson's show tomorrow. Oh, we'll get him on Thursday then. Right, what have we got here? So we've got Jonathan Boudin. Jonathan, I've got your flag. Oh, I should have got it actually and showed him it. Oh, yeah, we'll see if we can sort that. Maybe shout one of the boys to get. Oh, we might have a picture of it. I've got your flag in the Priory. It arrived today, brother. That arrived today. So there we go. Jonathan Boudin's there. Ewan Eggerstrom. How you doing? Conrad Broom from Blackpool. Excellent. Jim Young. Sean Smiley. Deuce Vault there in Pennsylvania. William Munford. God bless you. How you doing? Now the brother's just getting the flag to show up. If you scroll me down here. There we go. Lady Rotha. God bless you, Lady Rotha. Christopher Strid. Templar Guard. How you doing? He's there in Leicester. John Monkman. How you doing? Tim Schroeder, how you doing? Where is he now? He's in southern New Mexico. Freezing. Good gracious. It gets cold there, does it? Wes Stover, how you doing? Nice to see you. Yep, rolling Jesus. Ralph Rowley, how you doing? Anthony Perez, nice to see you. Bartley Burka, good old Bartley. Bartley, how you doing? God bless you, brother. I mean that. God bless you. God preserve you. Jacob Lewis, and up in Oregon. My goodness. And Big Joe in Glasgow. How you doing? Big Joe, nice to see you. Now wait and we see, we could just take that down. Malcolm, hold on, I think we're way too far. I think that's it. Scott Rash is there, greetings, how you doing? Yes, Scott, you're part of this family, you better believe it. Mark Anthony Smith. Broken watches from, yeah, that's very good, yeah, good idea. Malcolm Cook, how you doing? Lady Rotha again there. Greg Howarth, Stuart Duncan, Troy Otto there in Florida. Gary Hardwick, nice to see you, brother. Kit Bear, I got it right today. Freaking A, he's there as well in Alberta. Joseph Florence, Lady Rotha, yeah. Brian Payton, who else is he there? Joseph Taylor, Soul of God, oh yes, yep, very good. Andy McBride, what's Andy saying there? How you doing? Nice to see you. Nick's there. OS, Nick, can you come on here on Thursday? I know you're on Jada's show tomorrow. Let us know, mate. And we'll see you with that. Kenneth Driver, good man. Oh, Kenneth Driver, wait a minute. We're talking about him. I think you were asking the other day, Kenneth, about your Bible. It was posted out on the 15th. It was 15th. Sent out on the 15th, brother. So there you go. Sent on in the post away to you. Miss Sherry B, the Scorpions in again. Oh, yes. And Mr. Johansson, Clinton Dixon. Clinton Dixon. We've got this guy from San Antonio. We'll send you his details later on, brother, if you can check him. Great guy, 84 years of age. So look after him. Martin Butler, Edward Tobler, John Monkman, what's that there? Gamer? Wait a minute, what's that there?
Fubar Gamer.
What does that mean? How do you?
Fubar.
All right, he's travelling from Georgia. Yep, Ralph Rowley. I think we've seen most. Oh no, good grief, there's a load more of them. Yeah, I left that a wee bit late there. G.D. Samuel, I've seen him there. Yeah, okay, Mark Anthony Smith. Colette Whitney, lovely Colette, how you doing? Nice to see you in there. William Spuller, did I get that right? Yeah, Spuller, good. Okay, now let's show you the flag we've just had made for the Canadian boys, for Jonathan and Co. Look at this, what do you think of that? Now that's just a picture, that's me just taking a picture myself. What do you think of that, Jonathan? What do you think of that, ladies and gentlemen? That's it, and it's made of double-sided satin, with a gold frill round it, with a slip for the pole in it, and all the rest of it. Beautiful, beautiful piece of kit. Well made. Absolutely beautiful. So I hope you like that. Okay? I hope you like that. Well, thanks very much. We'll put this in the mo. We know when we read from this word, God always blesses the public reading of his infallible, inspired, and inerrant word. Amen. So let's just proceed and see what we've got. Now, I found something interesting for you. Discord, aye. Jake Labette. Oh, all right. We'll sort that out. Let's see. Let me just find you something in here from a while ago. Let me see. Wait a minute. I'm looking through a magazine here. Now, this is a magazine. This is one of the magazines that's one way up one way and the other way around the other way. Where on earth? How do you work this? I don't know. I'm in this, but I don't know where I am. Wait a minute. I want to show you this, folks, because you won't believe this. Can't find it. It's one of these silly modern ideas where half the magazine is one way and the other half is upside down, so you can turn it around. I don't know why they do it. Probably some idiot designers thinks he's being clever. Now I'm in this, but I'm trying to... here we are. Right, okay. Right, so I got a phone... This is quite old. I got a phone call one day from this crowd. Esquire. I don't know much about things, but I thought that it's a man's magazine. I don't mean one of them, but you know what I mean. It's a kind of young man's magazine. Esquire. Has anybody heard of this? Have you heard of it, brother? Esquire.
Is that the thing they used to have on planes?
I think so. That kind of high-end thing, you know. Esquire. So they phoned me up and said, Mr. Dowson, would you like to be in our magazine? I says, oh, I don't take my clothes off. No having any of that. They said, no, you don't need to. If you want to take your clothes off, you can, but you don't need to. I says, well, I should think not. But anyway, it's not one of those magazines. But they wanted to do a piece. Everybody heard of this? Esquire? Is it just a British thing? I don't know. Anyway, they said, we want to do a piece on you. I says, yeah, okay. And there I am. Where am I? There I'm there. There I am. Up here. There I am. Okay. So I says, that's very interesting. And there's all big famous people at one of the Birmingham Six and, you know, real big famous people. And I thought, this is strange. Or the guy who runs the gay movement in Britain, Peter Tatchell, Mr. Griffin's pal. He had a big fight with Nick Griffin once. I remember it, a big fight with him. But this is the title of the story. It was Britain's 12 most angry men. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see that? I didn't know that until they'd done it and put it out. I just thought, oh, they're interested in me. That's nice. No, Britain's 12 most angry men. Yep. So I was one of them. But they're wrong, and I had to say to them, you're very wrong. I'm not angry in the slightest. I'm a happy wee chap because I rejoice in the Lord. And I'm very pleased with who I am. I'm happy in my own skin. I don't have any problems. Everything's fine. But for some reason, they thought I was one of Britain's most angry men. Because I do have a habit of being out in the street shouting and bawling outside abortion clinics and protesting against all this filth, debauchery and anti-Christian nonsense that we see. That doesn't make me say I'm angry. I'm not angry in the slightest. Very pleased, actually. I'm an Ulster Scot. I'm in a constant state of agitation and excitement. That's my nature. Any of you hillbillies watching, you know what I'm talking about, brothers. Any of you Texan men, you know. It's the way we are. We're not necessarily angry. We're just very rambunctious. Especially when somebody's trying to take away our freedom. When somebody's denigrating our religion. Somebody's interfering with our womenfolk. Or somebody's trying to do away with our constitutional rights. I still don't get angry. I just get very rambunctious, and you don't want to be on the wrong side of that rambunctiousness. But it doesn't make you say you're angry. Now, them other guys, they might well be angry. I don't know. But there we go. So it's absolutely ridiculous, isn't it? Now, I want to show you this as well from our Irish brethren. New paper, they just come out to, I just got my copy today. There we go. It's called The Irish Patriot from the Shaw-na-Herne boys, Big McConnell and co. up there in Donegal. And look at this for our Catholic friends. Look. And they've got a big poster in it. I want to show you this as well. Look at that. This is what nationalism needs more of. Religion. Religion, that's what nationalism needs. Now, I'm not a Roman Catholic. No problem with any of it. And I think Ireland, being a once world famous Catholic country, no other Irish so-called nationalist party promotes Catholicism or faith generally, because these guys, although they're serious Catholics, they're not sectarian, they're not bigoted, they have no problem with Protestants, which is good. But there we go. So no other nationalist party promotes religion, the true religion, Christianity. But this is a great paper, and if you don't have it, you should get it. It's got everything in it. It's got, I'll give you a wee just glance of the stories. It's got a page in Gaelic, which I can't read. It's got the Catholic French resistance. It has got, this is a great story, this is a great story here. It's an expose of one of the fake Irish parties. They're very brave, because everybody's always fighting to say in. So there you go. That's a big story on a party in Ireland called the Irish Freedom Party, which basically says they're against, all the stuff we're against, but then share stages, share platforms every couple of months. We homosexuals, trans, you name it, everyone. Getting pictures taken with Greta Thunberg and all this nonsense, utter garbage. I'm friendly with all these people, but don't urinate in my leg and tell me it's raining. Do you know what I'm saying? You can't tell me one thing and you're another. Nonsense. But these guys have caught on to them, and I've done an interview with these guys as well. Pro-life rallies these boys are doing. They're carrying the Virgin Mary statue about for pro-life rallies. Very good. Good to see. They've also got a big story here. Very good. Black Knives Splatter. It's good playing words, that. Black Knives Splatter. Very good. And big story on the BLM stuff and all that. A very good postmodernist sculpture used as Vatican nativity scene. So these folk are not lackeys of Rome. They're Roman Catholics, but, they're hardline Catholics. Certainly no in with this Pope at all. They've got a big piece here, which is a good bit, From Here to Eternity. A big bit, talking about the faith and all the rest of it. Where are you going to get that nowadays in a nationalist newspaper apart from Jada Franson? She does the same. Jada Franson's on the rampage regarding the true faith as well. So this is why we support Miss Franson, and this is why we support the Irish Patriots, because they're on there. Another great expose is a party. There's a fake pro-life party in Ireland called Into, which are basically Sinn Féin in disguise, and they think nobody notices it. So people who get fed up with Sinn Féin becoming Marxist, well, you know they're going to go somewhere. So the old Soviet model, or mainly Eastern European leftist model, was you set up a fake party to catch all the people who leave your party, so they don't go to your real competition and they're captured by the fake party that you've set up. This could be what Into is, because they're supposed to be the party that's anti-abortion. So all the good Catholics who are in Sinn Féin, who have left Sinn Féin because Sinn Féin is pro-abortion, pro-gay, pro-immigration, all the people have left. So rather than go somewhere that could be dangerous, a strange party's been set up and everybody thinks they're okay and they've joined them. But in reality, they're not okay. So here is a representative of that party called Aintu in a women's centre. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what women's centres are all about? Abortion referrals and so on and so forth and all that stuff. Feminism, everything. So here's one of the leading candidate for that party in them. And also praising up the LGBT community. I'll read out here. I'll read out what this party says. It's quite shameful to see how the Irish people have been led by the nose and conned. I quote, it is obvious why a well-placed Into... This isn't the quote yet. It is obvious why a well-known Into mouthpiece would attack us, because they've been attacking this Sean Ahern party. Because they've exposed these people as the frauds that they are. The leader of this party is called Tobin. So the leader of this party has voted for birthright citizenship, which means if you're born in Ireland, you're Irish. You're as Irish as Michael Collins. Along with Sinn Féin voted for the same. And also, in a tweet on the 26th of May 2019, Aintu is a plural left-wing party. Aintu is Marxist Sinn Féin in sheep's clothes. No, that's not a quote for that. I don't know where I am. I'm reading the wrong thing there. Sorry. But basically, these people had put out a thing saying that they were very well, LGBT and that were very welcome in their party. And they were a pluralist party. And they had no problem at all with these things. So this is what you're up against. This is what you're up against. People have been led by the nose and deliberately deceived. It's outrageous. But this paper goes on to have a right go at them. And no doubt some people won't be very pleased. They have another great story in here about nuns who have broke away from society and live in isolation, where the council even knocked their little nun shelters down. In Ireland. In Ireland. Can you believe this? They actually knocked the nuns' living accommodation down. In Ireland. That's where we are now, folks. That's where we are. We've also got a big piece here on the new hate speech laws that's coming into Ireland, which basically mean if they think that you might be thinking of saying something that could be possibly construed as offensive, they can charge you and put you in jail. It's really terrifying. So that's it, really. And here's a picture from, people remember the old days, Londonderry, Derry. There was a big building, you're now entering Free Derry, when the Catholics fought the British troops and chased them out of their area and all that. Well, that's the wall there behind these girls. These are Sinn Féin representatives. So they've replaced that symbol of Irish resistance with Black Lives Matter. And all the young Sinn Féiners are giving it the Black Lives Matter salute, the Black Power salute. So that's where they're at now. So it's very important that people like this are supported and looked after, because and obviously the front page, Bill Gates, vaccine tyranny, 666 in his head. These are the only genuine Irish patriots on the island of Ireland, bar none. There is nobody else like them. Nobody. So even though I'm from the opposite side of the divide, and I don't mind admitting that, I'm a Protestant, and I come from the north, and we've had all the trouble we've had, I have no problem at all recommending these people. None at all. Very good people, and we need more like them, ladies and gentlemen. We need far more like them. So, excuse me, I'm coughing. I think I was on 40 cigarettes a day. I see who's in the room there, Steve Squires. Steve, how you doing, matey? Nice to see you. Hope London's all right, darling. darling stuff, how you doing? He's saying, I don't kneel. You'll kneel before God, sir. You will kneel before God. Philip Milne, how you doing? Nice to see you. He's back in Scotland, eh? You back in Scotland? He's back in Scotland, yeah. Yeah, unbelievable what's happening. I'm just saying, see, yeah. Good. Yeah, it's terrible stuff we're living under, but this is now, I think America now is going to become a very different place. Now Joe Biden has took power. And you see what they're trying to do to President Trump and all the rest of it. It's a scary place. Now, this mad lockdown phenomenon, you're going to get that very shortly now. But also the lunacy that Ireland is now suffering, it's going to infect America. And, Ireland's changed in 20 years. From a place that sent out nearly all the priests the Catholic Church had all over the world to send out nobody. You're lucky if there's a dozen priests in training at any one time in Ireland, if even half of that. And it just happens as quick as that. Now, my eyes are getting caught there. Stuart Bowden says, I kneel for no man. Well, I would kneel for my king and I kneel for my queen. So I know you're a wee bit different because you're maybe no British, I don't know. But yes, yes, I have no problem taking the knee for my queen or king. It was the case may be. In the moment it's the queen, it will soon be the king. So I certainly have no problem taking the knee for my sovereign and God. Very strange concept to Americans and Australians, I know it is, but there we go. It's a strange thing. Bobby Sands posters. I've never seen, these people don't have Bobby Sands posters. I don't know. I heard that the other day. Sean Earns never put a Bobby Sands poster out. What a nonsense. Absolute nonsense. Now, they've had Michael Collins posters. As a human being, I'm actually quite, not a supporter, but I quite admire Michael Collins. Because Michael Collins was a man that fought. And by the way, Michael Collins lived 4 miles from my family. 4 miles in County Cavan. He was just over the border in County Longford with Kitty. And my family were burned and hounded out of there by Mr. Collins' associates. And so was my wife's family. They were also burned out and hounded out by Mr. Collins' flying columns. But do I bear any ill will over that? No, war's war. I don't think an Englishman has any business in Ireland. But that's different from Northern Ireland, because Northern Ireland has always been the ancestral homeland of the Scots, and we were here 5,000 years ago. The Gaels came here 2,500 years ago. It's a big difference, but an Englishman has no business in Kerry or Cork or anywhere else. But a Scot has every business been in the northeast of this island, because it's where we've been for 5,000 years. So, big difference. Big difference. So, yeah, I don't know. Be careful what people tell you. The Provos and all these people are communists, and so I've never seen these guys having posters of Bobby Sands. Everybody in Irish republicanism uses Bobby Sands and his quotes like the laughter of our children. Our revenge shall be the laughter of our children. But that was before Sinn Féin decided murdering Irish children was a good idea. So these guys certainly aren't of that vein. That's why we support them. If they were supporting Sinn Féin or IRA, we would not support them. Absolutely no way. So that's it. And people need to get through their skulls that the whole of Western civilization is under threat. So, if Serbians and Hungarians can work together, well, they butchered each other by the millions, and Catholics and Protestants can work together here in Ireland, people just need to suck it up and get on with things. And if people are so stupid and dense that they cannot put differences like that aside, well, the Muslims, the gays, the lefties and the liberals will have a far easier job taking our countries away from us. I'm not wanting to give our countries away to these people, so we have to pick our battles and choose them wisely, very wisely. Now, you may also be wondering what's this round my neck. This is the card from the British Freedom Party from Jada Franson. Brilliant. I've been travelling the last few days, and I find it difficult to put a mask on because of my spectacles. I steam up and I can't see where I'm going. So I've had this on. Work's a treat. Work's a treat. Only one person said to me, where's your mask? And I said, this. And they went, oh, right, no problem. So these work really good. So you should go into the British Freedom Party and get these. They're free. You just pay for the postage. They're absolutely brilliant. And there we go. On the back is explanation. There you go. Absolutely fantastic. So thank you very much, Jada Franson and the British Freedom Party for them. So please try and get your hands on some of these. Now, so do you know ETN? ETN, Eternal, is that the Catholic TV station, ETN? Oh, Europa Terra Nostra. I don't know what it is. I know several ETNs. If it's Europa Terra Nostra, I know it. If it's the Catholic Broadcasting Station, I know it as well. You need to be a wee bit more specific there. Yeah. Oh, right. So this is what we want to show you. Pre-order today. What are the pre-orders in for this? Now, for some reason, you could only buy 2 or 4 or whatever. But now you can buy 1. Oh, yeah. Europa Terra Nostra. Yes, we know them very well. Good friends of yours. Gave them a lot of technical support and help. Good people. Definitely good people, Sam. EWTN. Yes, thank you very much, SG. I remember the old sister who used to be on that. She was fantastic. Was it Sister Angelica? Do you remember? I think she's dead now a long time, but yeah, I used to watch it back then. Very good. Because I tell you what, EWTN is far better than that TBN, Trinity Broadcast Network. Good grief! Who's running that thing? It's full of lunatics, crazies. You see all these Joel Osteen and who's all these other boys on it? Popoff, Peter Popoff. Touch the screen with your credit card and I'll send you a holy hanky. It can cure cancer. The man should be in prison. He's a charlatan. I can't stand these folk. Yeah. So here we are. Here's the link up here, folks. This is a copy of the new book, The Great Resistance. Deuce Vault. The Great Resistance. The Great Reset Resistance. So there's a picture there. The Great Reset Resistance. So it's in the Deuce Vault series. And this book will blow you away. If you think the other one was good, that'll be great. Can I buy one for a friend in America? Of course you can. Of course you can. Free market economy. We're not communists. You can buy what you want and send it to whoever you want. So please get them in. Let's go. Let's get these done. We want to get these away with the pre-orders because we need a certain amount of pre-orders just to keep the wheels rolling, because it's a horrible investment to get these books done at the right price. I mean, you're getting solid hardcover books of high-end stitching, high-end binding, high-end covers, and we're getting these probably, I don't know, about a third of the price you should be able to get them at, because it's some of your contacts that do them for us, but also because we're ordering in huge quantities. But to do that, we've got to try and offset it by getting some pre-orders in. So you would really help the order if you could just get your order in now, today. Like, that would really, really be helpful. So we'd really appreciate it. You can order 1, 2, 4 or 10. And I know, Jonathan Bedeen, you've asked us to put 10 aside for you. Done, no problem, brother. Excellent. I know a couple other folk have bought 4s and 10s and 2s and all that. But you can actually buy 1 now as well. So please get your orders in. We'd really, really appreciate it. We'll put a link up again in a wee minute in case you missed it. So today I just want to finish off with reading another part of this chapter, Ploughshares into Swords, because it's very good. Now, did we confirm, Mr. Griffin, can you come on Thursday, sir? We'll see he comes back to us. Okay, we'll have a wee look at that.
No, slightly different.
No.
They're talking about the inner side of the artwork on the second book.
Oh. Yo, it's different. The artwork isn't the same at all. The artwork in the inside of the covers is different. Yeah. Oh, very good. So Nick Griffin's available on Thursday. So tune in and see him then. Okay. Right, where are we? Where was I going to read from? Okay, so we're reading from this yesterday, which was very interesting. I can't have a few. Oh, yeah. Excellent. Edward, that's excellent. You know, part of our ministry, and people often say, you know, because of the lockdown, I can't do none, I can't get out, or I'm getting older, or I've got commitments. Well, here's the thing you can do as a practical Templar. Just get some books, get some extra ones, and get them out to people. Very, very important. Yeah. Yeah, in a collection. Yeah, I suppose that'll come as well, you know. How much are they? I don't actually know, but $27, $28, something like that. Yep. Pre-orders in. Peter Holder, well done, Peter. God bless you. That's very good. Yeah. I think you're right. Freaking A. Yeah, we'll have a series of Templar books. You know, eventually, when we get another couple under our belt, so we'll maybe get 4 or something, we can start then, in later years, selling them as a set, and that'll give us the time to iron out any problems, any typos, any wee glitches, blah, blah, blah. Maybe put new prefaces in them and then put them out as a set. Absolutely, I think you're right. I think it's a good idea. But it's early days and we're not professional book people, so, we don't know. There you go. Darling Stuff said, I have the Bibles. They're beautiful. Enjoy reading. They're beautiful, aren't they? The Bibles are they're just stunning. My favourite Bible is the smaller Bible. Still a big Bible with the Apocrypha. That is just, with that calf leather. It's like the finest quality gloves you ever felt. And the gold cross comes out perfect because the leather's so smooth. It is brilliant. It's got the words of Christ in red. I don't have one here. I don't think so. Wait a minute. Is that one? I might have one. Yeah, I might have one. Here we go. I'll get you the link for this brother up as well if you don't mind. Look at this. Look at that. I mean, is that not just beautiful? It's quite a substantial Bible. Yeah, it's no mean thing. It's got the 2 silk tabs in it. You see the silk stitching, but look at it. And it's calf leather. Look how that bends, folks. Look. So you won't have this splitting at the seams in them like normal cheap Bibles. And you've got the, wait, I'll just show you this. I need to show you this. Look at the words of Christ in red. The paper is divine. The paper's like super, super smooth, shiny, thin Bible paper. It's got at the back here, it's got all your maps. Unbelievable. And this Bible has the Apocrypha in it. There we go, we're in the book of Judith. The Apocrypha's in it. Beautiful Bible. And by the way, to the Protestant people here say, well, we don't read the Apocrypha. Well, that's not true. Up until about 50 years ago, all King James Bibles had the Apocrypha in it. But we said this is not part of our canon, but it's in there for historical and educational reasons. So we used to have the Apocrypha in all Protestant Bibles. It's only of late it's not in it. But Catholics, you read the Apocrypha regular. So there's a Bible that suits both Catholic and Protestant. And it's just, you caught me. I'm sniffing the Bibles again, isn't I? Well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Wow, the smell of that Bible is something else. But the link's up there. The brothers put the link up. And we have a brand new stock in, so there's no waiting in this. There's no waiting. This can be posted out tomorrow. These are in. We've got about 20 of these in now. So make full use of it. Right, let's read this before we run out of time here. So I just want to read this. So on page 124 of the Deuce Vault, Reconquista of the West, Plowshares into Swords. To illustrate further how Christianity has let itself become castrated and ineffective, let us examine our image of the word shepherd. Search Google images and you will see a barrage of cute cartoon shepherd boys happily and peacefully going about in their cherubic-like way. In reality, however, the shepherd was a fierce and independent character. He had to be. His workday consisted of battling the elements, sleeping on the ground and protecting the sheep from predators. We are not talking about foxes and weasels. Ancient shepherds had to keep their animals out of the jaws of lions and wolves, usually alone or in a small group with nothing more than a staff or a sling. God calls us to be his sons, and in that inheritance is great power. He does not call us to be doormats, non-aggressive or weaklings. The call is for extreme bravery, to wrestle lions, kill wolves, and protect the flock at great peril to our earthly bodies. Yet, for your sake, we face death all day long, Psalm 44:22. This call to protect the innocent and defend the weak can play out in a number of ways. Certainly, we are called to preserve the lives of our immediate families. This naturally implies that should robbers or bandits beset you on the way to market, a free son of God is obligated to handle these characters as a shepherd handles wolves. The commandment is, thou shalt not murder, rather than thou shalt not kill. It's thou shalt not unlawfully kill. People get mixed up with that. Murder implies premeditation or violence for the sake of personal gain. Turn the other cheek applies to disputes between brethren or fellow believers, not to the wolves and forces of evil in this world. I have given you authority to trample on snakes and scorpions and to overcome all the powers of the enemy. Nothing will harm you. Luke chapter 10, verse 19. To turn and run from a snake or a scorpion when you've been given authority over it is the act of a coward and demonstrates a basic lack of faith. After all, remember this, if God be for us, who can stand against us? Romans 8:31. You know the old song? I don't know if any of you know this, if any of you went to the Baptist schools or the Presbyterian schools. If God be for us, who can be against us? Who? Well, I'll tell you who. Nobody. That's who. If God be for us, nobody can stand against us. They can try, but oh my gumbo, they'll fall. They'll be destroyed, smitten, driven into the sea, because nobody can stand against God's people. And remember what the book tells us, and I tell people this all the time. Touch not the Lord's anointed. And do you know, everybody I see it comes up against the Templars. Everybody I see it comes up against godly people and godly organizations. They are smashed. Something befalls them. Because God has warned people, touch not the Lord's anointed. And if you fail to heed that warning, no good will come of it. No good at all will come of it. God has said, and God is not a liar. God's word is true. God's word is true. Remember that and keep with that. So don't worry about that. Okay, well, I'm going to get off today. Who's on at 7? I think Niall McConnell's on at 7 doing some interviews with somebody. Hey? I've just been corrected. Niall McConnell's on tomorrow. I beg your pardon. He's on tomorrow with a very good friend of mine, Roberto Fiore from Fosanova, which is an Italian, let's be honest, let's not beat about the bush, an Italian fascist party. But listen, there's nothing wrong with a good an old-fashioned fascist, and he's Italian.
So an Italian party?
Italian party. Italian. What did I say?
No, but he said Italian fascist, but it's
Italian.
Oh,
it's just... Right, he's just an Italian party. But he's a very good man. 12 children, devout Roman Catholic, and a very, very dear and old friend of mine. So he's on tomorrow with Niall McConnell on the Irish Patriots show, and I hope you join him then. Jada Francis is also on tomorrow on the British Freedom Party. So that's it. So with Nick Griffin tomorrow. Nick Griffin's on with Jada Francis tomorrow. What do you think of that? So, and hopefully by tomorrow my head will be working and I'll be less confused. So we shall see you then. And remember, until then, stay close to God. You won't go far wrong. Do as vault.